Hey everybody, what's going on? Happy Wednesday to you and yours. We're here and we're live on the Ragni show with my dear old friend. And in a second, I want to figure out actually how long I've known this guy for. The one and only Mr. Dan Parsels. Did I say
How
that
you
right?
doing?
I always screw that up.
Parcells.
Parcells. Yeah.
Parcells.
Parcells.
My real last name's Parcelucci, but I wanted to make it sound fancy, so I changed it to Parcells.
See, I never knew that.
No, I'm only kidding.
Oh, come on. I thought we had
Parcells. It's my real name.
I thought we had a whole Italian thing going on.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I could pretend. Parcelucci.
There you go. I like it. So is it gravy or sauce if you're an Italian?
Let's go with gravy. Is that the right answer?
Right answer. So on that note, real quick, let me tell everybody, today's show and all of our shows we do here is brought to you by Bombers and Sleeves, and they are the lifestyle apparel brand and dedicated to bringing you the war on self-doubt. This is for the bold, the fearless, and authentic souls who never back down and wear it all on their sleeve. Bomb your boundaries today at bombersandsleeves.com. So here he is, the man of the hour, who officially has solo music out. It's kind of a scary thought. It was 4 years ago. You were doing some solo shows for me back in the Philly area.
Actually, I just came across the magazine that you put out at that time.
Wow.
I wanted to grab it and show you, but it's in the other room.
It's crazy how time is flying. Speaking of time flying, let's go back. Like I was thinking, so as I was getting ready and getting prepared for our interview and our little talk, I came across your YouTube channel and was really brought way back. I remember the first time I met you when you were playing with the Prima Donnas. You guys played a place in Northeast Philly with Electric Magic Sideshow.
Yeah, that was a cool band.
Yeah. So what year was that? That was like early 2000s, right?
Yeah, I would say I was in the Prima Donnas. I joined, without giving my age, I joined when I was 19, I think, and then I was in the band for 6 years. And so I was 19 in like 2020-ish. So it had to be, 2020 to 2023. Am I saying that right? No, 2000, around the year 2000, maybe a couple of years after. That's when we met, because I remember Mikey showed me or it was online. It was a review you wrote for Glitzine or something. A couple of websites.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So that was cool. I actually came across something like that recently. I was looking up some old reviews.
I forgot all about it. Yeah, I used to do all them reviews and stuff. But it's funny. So I was thinking to myself at the time, because I was in my early mid 30s, and I'm seeing you, and I was like, truly like felt like, all right, so I am officially the old head now. And I was like, how did this kid get into the scene, get into the music of my generation? Right. And how did he end up with Mikey and doing this? And I always wondered that.
Right. Well, initially I got in. I always wanted to play music, but I didn't get into hard, rock and really get into it until I discovered Kiss, and that was from the Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey soundtrack. So I started to get into bands. I was really into that soundtrack, and I started to delve into those bands, and I got a Slaughter album, Faith No More. Still love both of those bands. And then I got a Kiss VHS, was Kiss Extreme Close Up, and that was it.
Nice.
It's my life forever. So then, as that, I was really into them, and then I just progressed from there. And my neighbor had like a Rat cassette and some Motley Crue CDs. So I just started to, dive into that and explore what those bands are all about. And then, so I started playing music, and I found out about the Birch Hill, if people know Birch Hill. So I wanted to go see some of these bands live. And the first show I saw there was Wasp. And that was awesome. It was like a club. It was maybe like my first club show I ever did. And eventually that's where I saw Mikey play. And I
Okay.
knew about the band from the internet. There was like this Delinquent Records at the time, so I was like searching the glam bands and all that stuff. So I knew about the Prima Donnas, and I saw them open up for Samantha Seven, I think it was, CC DeVille's solo band.
Yep. Yep.
We would always go up to the Birch Hill, check out the bands, and then I saw them open up for them, and then maybe a couple months later, I saw Mikey at the same show at the Birch Hill. Just we were there chilling, seeing a show, and then he gave me a flyer, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I know you guys." And then I went home and I saw the info on the flyer and wrote them, if anybody needs a guitar player, if you know anybody, I'm trying to get out there. I was already in a band and I did play, a couple like 3 dates at a club or, at a bar or whatever.
Right.
And maybe some other shows. I can't remember, and then, so Mikey needed a guitar player and I needed a band. So it just happened that way.
Wow. It's so crazy. Like where has the time gone? I mean, that was like a whole lifetime ago.
I know. It really does feel like a different lifetime ago. A lot of things do.
Right.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, holy crap. Like, all right. So Dan did that for a while. And then I'm like, oh man. Then there was Juliet's Vice.
Right. Yeah. I
The
met
Riots.
Damien. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so how about you and Damien? Because I always looked like you and Damien, I always felt where it's funny. Like I was thinking to myself last night, like I always thought like you guys were kind of like I said, you guys were these kids who fell in love with the music of my generation. And I always said to myself, like, these two guys are the future of the scene. And now I'm like, these guys are the scene.
Yeah, I guess we try, but I saw Damien play at the Birch Hill again, and he was on stage with Midnight Angels singing, and I was out in the crowd watching him. So he's always been, a little bit ahead of me. And we still work together today, not officially in the same band together, but he played drums on my new single. And I just did a video with him and his band, Monte Carlo, and we shot that recently, and that'll be coming out for their song Animal. And then you can find that on Spotify. It's really kicking ass. Good song, nice. All that.
Yeah, you played on that song for him?
No, I just did the video.
Cool.
He wanted another guitar player, so it looked really like a band.
Right.
There's two there's two guitars in the song, so I was like, hell yeah, where are we going to do this thing at? So we did it over by, what's it called? The Wachovia Center in South Philly, the skate park.
Oh, yeah, FDR Park.
Yeah, FDR,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Couldn't remember. FDR, JFK, one of them.
One of those initials.
Yeah.
So you were in Julius Vice, and then I was like, oh crap, that's right. And Damien Danny was singing and fronting the Rat band, the Rat and Roll band.
Yeah, we still do that from time to time. We haven't done it in a while, but there seems to be a lot of tribute bands out there today, doing all kinds of stuff. So I don't see why not. Why don't we? I'd like to do it every once in a while again, and still,
Right.
But
yeah.
Like for me and Damien, I know we like to focus more on original music.
Mm-hmm.
But the Rat thing's easy. I know that shit. I don't need to. I could show up and let's go. Probably most of us. You do like one practice before, and then we're ready to rock.
That's awesome. So now, how about you also are not only a guitar wizard, shall we say? You've become something you've your career hairstylist. What made you get into doing hair?
Well, I was always obsessed with my own hair, so it should have been obvious right away. But I was going to college, and I wasn't feeling like, I didn't want to go to another college, because I was only going to community college. I'm like, this isn't for me, Right. So a friend of mine, whose name's Johnny McCain, he was in the band Gutter Sluts in the 90s from LA.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
He was going to hair school. I we became friends. He was living in South Philly at the time, and I contacted him on the internet, and I was like, "Can't believe you're living so close." So he was going to hair school. We were hanging out, and I was telling him, I don't know what to do. And he was like, "Come on, man, you got to go to hair school. You get to be creative. You get to promote yourself like you're you're in a band, and you get to hang out with chicks all day." I'm like, "That's a no-brainer. Sign me up." So, and that's it. I mean, been doing that for a long time now, and I'm at a great salon. My favorite place I ever worked. It's called Page Reese Salon. It's like 10 minutes from Philadelphia. It's in Cinnaminson, New Jersey, and we do everything: massage, skin. I do hair. Mostly women, some men. But I'm the only guy there, so I get to hang around the hot girls all day. So
Nice.
it's a rough life.
Hey, somebody's got to live it, right?
That's right.
Well, all right. So I guess that would be a nice little segue. Speaking of rough life, like out of nowhere, a couple years ago, you found out like you're in kidney failure.
Yeah.
What I do? I mean, it blew me away. Like my sister had gone through, and she was on dialysis for 10 years, and it was rough. And
Yeah.
she ended up passing away. It's like 6 years
Sorry to
ago.
hear. Yeah.
And when you made the announcement of that, it floored me. I was like, how the hell did this happen to you?
Mhm.
Because like looking at my sister was never healthy, always overweight, bad diabetic. And I was like looking at Dan, like to me, you're this picture of health. What the hell happened? What happened, dude?
Yeah, I mean, I also see on that note, like people are unhealthy. I see people now. I'm like, look at this guy. He's like so unhealthy, and I'm the one with the problems here. But
Right.
really, it's probably just the high blood pressure. So that's hereditary.
Okay.
But then it was just like too much partying, too much drinking, too much other stuff, too much not sleeping, staying up all night, all partying all night, all the next day. And for that long, having your blood pressure so high, that's what did it,
Wow.
So I had to obviously calm down with all that, which is a good thing. I mean, it's kind of blessing in disguise, I guess you could say. But
Sure.
Some people have to learn the hard way, I guess. Everybody knew I was partying too much, and it was pretty clear. Most people would tell me and stuff, or I would get into situations that were not ideal, and I'd be like,
Right.
When you get too wasted, sometimes you could have a blast, but then other times you can do stupid things. So
Sure.
yeah, I mean, it was just really partying too much, I guess, and then having that blood pressure just elevated for so long. Just all of a sudden, you're like, bam, you get that call, and you're like, now what? Holy shit!
Wow.
So, I mean, you would think I would be like really sad, or I just kind of went through it. I didn't really. It was just like I have to do what I have to do, and I didn't really find myself complaining too much. Not that anybody wanted to hear that. Yeah, so I had to. It's pretty weird. Actually, the hospital called me and like, are you tired? You should come in. I'm like, yeah, I am really tired. So I wound up at the hospital for the first week, and they were like, we're gonna do like some, all these tests, and then they were like, we're gonna try dialysis. Sometimes they like kickstart your kidney.
Yeah.
And you could come back again. I'm like, oh man, that'd be awesome. Get me out of this. But it didn't work. And I thought at the time, well, my sister will give me a kidney. We'll wrap this up real fast,
Right.
And then it turns out that she had cancer. So I'm like, oh
geez.
shit. Both of us, my poor mother.
Wow.
And, yeah, I remember waking up, like, you get like this thing put in your chest. Waking up, I was put in this like the hospital bed, but it was like a small kind of section of the room.
Okay.
Woke up and I was like, I guess I was on dialysis at the time. I can't remember. But I was like, man, this is awful. I just kept telling them to give me painkillers because that eases the your boredom and the pain in the hospital. So just keep pumping me up with that. So, and then you got to go to a center for dialysis, and then you got to figure out who the hell's going to give you a kidney. You got to beg people to give you a kidney. I'm online posting, I need a kidney, all this stuff. And so you go to a center where they hook your, this machine up to your chest, takes your blood out, cleans it. You're like totally drained, and they take like the fluid out of your body. So it's like you're like all bloated from this kidney stuff, not being able to get rid of waste. So then on this machine that like will take off too much of the stuff, like fluid, and then you like can get cramps. One time I like drove across the street and ate, and then I was going to pass out or something, so I ran back. I wound up passing out like for a second in the the doctor's office or the dialysis center. But you sit there and you feel like shit. But eventually I was able to do it at home. When you're young and strong like me,
okay.
I got a tube sticking out of my stomach 2 feet long. You hook yourself up to the bed, and I was on it for 9.5 hours. So if I had to be somewhere, early in the morning, I'd have to be like, all right, I got to go to bed this time. I got to be on it for 9.5 hours. And then it would totally drain. So I'd have to jump around for like another half hour trying to get this fluid out of my body. Because otherwise you'll be like, you'll be so bloated, all this crap. But I guess I got the call, it was last year, a week ago, basically almost, because it was the 29th of May. And I lucked out. I got a kidney. So it wasn't, your sister was on it for 10 years, I got lucky.
Yeah.
I was only on it for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, maybe.
It was that long. Wow.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Sorry, my phone's going off here. I was trying to not miss your text. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's the like with that situation, like like you said, like going online and asking people for a kid, or thinking, your sister be able to. Which, by the way, how is your sister now? Is she okay?
Yeah, great. Yeah,
good.
Yep, beat it. Living a good life.
But my sister was kind of like thinking the same thing, like, oh, my brother can give me a kidney.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know about that. Like, I'm thinking to myself, I was like, I don't know if I can do that. Like, God forbid if like one of my kids need my kidney now. Like, what do I do? Like, and then she was like, well, we got to be like a very awkward situation, really bad. And then like even her own daughter was like the same way. And then it just becomes a whole thing. And then she was so overweight, she had to wait until like she had to lose so much weight to finally get on the list.
Yeah.
And by that point, it was just the whole thing. So when you made that announcement and just seeing you go through that, I was like, oh man, like I was just blown away by the whole thing. And I knew what you were going through. And I was just like, like at any point, did you just think to yourself, like, I'm not going to make it?
No. Everybody kept telling me I was going to get a kidney. And I was like, okay, I didn't, I wasn't sure. I'm like,
sure.
I had to jump through so many goddamn hoops, go to this doctor and this hospital. I was trying to get on the list in PA. They were a real pain in the ass. And then in NJ, Jersey too. But I wound up getting it in Jersey. But there was so many different doctors. We can't put you on the list. We took you off the list because we saw you had a little marijuana in your, which I'm not a pot guy, but somebody gave me some pot to kind of like, oh, this will really help you sleep, this pot. So
right,
like, all right, let me try that. So then they're like, I got to go through like drug tests and shit.
Right.
And that's like, because they might think I'm a junkie. They don't want to give a kidney to a junkie or a drunk. So I had to make sure, I was blessed because I was young enough and I had, support system, and I wasn't crazy. And they could see that if I get the kidney, I won't, totally blow it,
Mm-hmm.
which is important because I don't want to blow it. I want to take care of myself.
Yeah.
If I lose it, I feel like a real loser back on dialysis and shit, which it still may be in the cards 10 years from now. You never know. So I'm trying to get things done, trying to get things in like this next decade, travel, make more music, record music. And
now,
that stuff.
were you during that whole time when you were sick, were you still playing at all, making music? Were you able to focus on that at all, or?
Yeah, I mean, I have tons of ideas of music. At the point of the kidney, I was like, this kidney's going to come sometime. Mm-hmm. So when, this was before the pandemic,
right?
I figured I'd be home recovering. So I'm like, let me get a couple things because I don't want to sit, when I'm recovering, I want to record music. I don't want to waste time. So I wound up getting a few things, so I was able to do that. And that was really helpful, So, but I'm always at least writing guitar riffs for songs,
Right.
And then so I always had that going on, regardless. And then I got the stuff, and I started recording right here. And my cousin helped me out, John Brennan. He kind of helped me set me up to do the recording at home because I don't know. I know how to play. I know how to perform on stage, but I always paid somebody to record me, or Damien recorded us in the past. I never did it, but so it was all trial and error, and all this music that I'm putting out is just, I learned as I went, the recording part. Right. Yeah. So, and then after my surgery, I got a new guitar. I treated myself.
Nice. What'd you get?
It's an LTD PS 1000. You'll see it in the video of Monte Carlo.
Cool.
Video that we shot. I use that. It's purple sparkle.
Love it.
I always wanted a sparkle guitar,
I actually sold my blue sparkle Epiphone Les Paul a year ago. Yeah. So the first single, your first solo single, which you released 1 year from the date of your surgery last week.
Before, but
yeah, Take My Breath Away.
Yes.
Which instantly, I know I thought this, and I'm sure other people thought this, and I know you can tell me you don't know what I'm going to ask. How many people thought it was the cover song of Take My Breath Away?
I'm not sure, but that's like, it kind of just fit the song, the title. I mean, I hate, using titles that are just so obvious, I mean, there are so many songs called Take My Breath Away. I mean, I know there's the song from the Top Gun, but then there's also songs, so many songs called like Fade Away or you name it. I mean, song titles, there's a lot of songs called this or that or whatever. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely a joke that Damien made. I like to bust his balls, so he busted mine, but good fun. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. A couple of people thought that, but it wasn't.
Now, this song, did you was this something you wrote after the surgery? Did you already have this in your arsenal, or?
I can't remember. I definitely wrote it during the time of sitting on my ass, so that was like surgery time or pandemic. Pandemic came first, I guess. That was like February. I stopped working.
Okay.
And then the kidney surgery happened in May. So it was definitely, that time. So I came up with the riff, and I thought it was really cool. And I was, practicing more guitar just on the couch, and because I had, time off and stuff. Mm-hmm. And so I kind of went with that more technical kind of Rat Van Halen type of chords and, notes. Kind of inspired by that is the main riff. as opposed to just those power chords. And the power chords are like in the verse. But so yeah, I came up with that, and I was like kind of a writer's block almost. The more I write lyrics, the more I get better. That goes with
Mhm.
anything. So I guess I was a little rusty. So I asked my friend Rich DeLeese, and he is in the Rat and Roll band with us, and we like to bounce lyrics off of each other. I think we really work well in that aspect. And so I maybe had some, and like send me this or work off of that. So he writes some stuff back, and I'm like, okay, I'll take this, and I'll add this, and then so that's how that happened with the lyrics of the song.
Nice.
And then then I recorded it, and I'm working on 2 other songs, or I have 2 other songs ready. Just need
Now,
to mix and master.
now this song, what's it actually about?
Well, I would say it's all up to the listener, but I think that would be a boring answer for you, right? I think maybe it's about, sometimes in my songs, the whole song isn't about necessarily one thing, but it all ties in together,
Hmm. Hmm.
Like a certain line will be like about something really specific, and then you get artistic, and then another line is not necessarily literally about something specific. So, but I say it would be about obsession, I guess. It's like you're so crazy in love with somebody that maybe isn't necessarily crazy and in love with you.
Hmm.
And then even though you're like, I'm good for you, that type of thing. Like, you need me, take my hand, I can help you. And then the verses are like, oh, I'm kind of losing my mind here. That's what I kind of thought it was about.
Nice. It's actually darker sounding than I was expecting from you.
Yeah, yeah, it is a little darker. It's a little more moody,
Hmm.
not too fast, not
Hmm.
like real punch in the gut type of stuff, Which I think this is a good first single to release because there's no um, foul language in it, or yeah, it's kind of like a groove going on, a darker type of groove, a little mid-tempo type thing.
Nice.
But I have all different stuff. I have so many ideas. It's just a matter of recording them.
And that's the cool thing now with the way that the music world is, like especially an independent artist like yourself. You can do that. You can do your
Yeah.
different ideas. You don't have to pigeonhole yourself into one type of style.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I do have a couple other mid-tempo stuff, and then some real heavy stuff. The next song is going to be real heavy. So,
Nice. Nice.
yeah.
Now, you going to, by chance, possibly do a video for the first single, or?
There's no plan yet. I'm not too sure. No plan. Maybe we'll see what other songs come about, and then we'll go from there. Maybe I'll decide to do a video for another song.
Now, how about like we mentioned earlier in the interview? You had done some solo shows for me a few years
Yeah.
back.
Mhm.
Is there a band back in place? Will there be a band? Will there be shows?
Uh, it's definitely possible, but I want to make it worth my time and worth the energy. I feel like I haven't recorded enough music. I've done,
Mhm.
thousands of shows, and it is great. Who doesn't want to everybody cheering them on, and yeah,
Sure.
especially when they are singing your song.
Right.
If you go somewhere and people are singing your song back to you, that's just the best feeling. And this is a good way to do that. Get your songs out on Spotify
Hmm.
and all those other places. People already know your songs before they show up.
That's
But
true.
yeah, I'm not opposed. I'm kind of open to playing out, but I'm definitely focused more on recording and getting it down. I just never did enough recording, especially with the prima donnas.
True. True. So what do you think now for the next song? Like how long before we hear the next one?
I'm thinking definitely this summer. I'm talking to a producer in LA right now about mixing and mastering it, and if that works out, great. If not, I still have my cousin John who helped me out on this song, and yeah, so that'll be it. I mean, hopefully, I think I'm just going to put it out, and there won't be anything before. I think it'll just be out, and then it'll go from there. You know, I think it'll be cool, and I think people will like it.
Now, you're going to on this one, it was just you playing all guitars and bass, and Damien played drums. Would you
Right.
think you're going to stick with the same thing for the next couple songs, or?
Yeah, I mean, I already recorded the two next songs. So I did all the guitars. My cousin John, he did an acoustic track on one
Oh, nice.
song that I have coming up. But the next song I did everything except the drums. And then Damien is actually going to hopefully do some backing vocals this week. And then I'll send it over to the producer and get it mixed and mastered.
That's cool.
We'll be ready to rock. Yeah. So, yeah, I bought a bass. And I figured instead of relying on other people, why not just do it myself? If I had an electric kit, I'd probably do the drums myself, but I don't have that or the room for
it. Oh man! So, as I mentioned earlier too, like going through your YouTube channel, or maybe it was on Facebook. I know it was on Facebook. I think seeing Julius Weiss video, you guys playing "Shake Me" with Jeff LeBar.
Okay, yeah, that was cool.
How was that?
It was great. Yeah, Damien sang because he could really hit those higher kind of, almost close to Tom Kiefer, those high notes. And then when I grew up a big Cinderella fan, and they're just such a great live band. I've seen Jeff LeBar play front row. I was twice at TLA and the Troc when I was young, maybe like 20 or so. And it was like right there. He was just fucking killing it. He looked so cool, so badass. I got all these great pictures. He had like some different colors in his hair. It was just an amazing stage performer. And then, so I grew up, really admiring Cinderella. And then when we got to play on stage, I remember it was packed. And he kind of jumped on a monitor, and then I jumped on the other monitor, and we're playing at the same time. I'm like, this is so fucking cool. We're right up there together. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So now you just got to get down here to Nashville and hang out, man.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, my sister is moving there. She's moving there in June, which is this month. So I should be there soon. She's moving right outside. She's getting a house built, and I'll be there. We got to hang out.
Cool. Yeah, you got to let me know what part of town she's ending up at.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I know she's like maybe 20 minutes outside of Nashville.
Okay.
I don't know which direction. I mean,
yeah.
I'm like, I could see the city right now, and I'm like 10 minutes from the city. But on the other side of the city, 10, 15 minutes away is,
Right. Right. That's like where I'm at. I'm like 15 minutes from downtown Nashville.
Okay.
On one side, but could be on the east side, which is another 10 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, we could maybe meet in the city, and you'll have to show me.
Absolutely.
There are Hooters that you frequent there?
There's actually, I just happened to. It was by fate that a Hooters is 5 minutes from my house.
Oh, nice.
These things just work out. Actually, the Hooters downtown was blown up on Christmas Day with that big car bomb thing.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, that's where the Hooters was. So it hasn't been rebuilt yet that I know of.
Yeah. There used to be a Hooters 5 minutes from here, but it's gone now. What the hell?
Closed down. Closed
You know,
down.
there is. I found a new one. It's up by Princeton, so
Yeah.
maybe like a half hour away.
I've been there.
Want to check it out?
Too funny. Yeah, I just found out the other day the one that used to be by my old house when I lived in Delco that is officially closed down now.
Oh man.
So
I like the one in King of Prussia. I haven't been there in a long time. Hopefully it's still there. Maybe I'll get there.
It is still there. That I know.
Okay, cool.
I get my updates.
Nice.
So, all right. So, where should we send everybody? Where's the best place for people to go and hear the single and find out more about you?
Well, I do have a link tree that has everything. The link tree / Dan Parcells. And my YouTube channel, you could just go to YouTube and type in Dan Parcells. I don't have the URL yet because I think you need 100 followers, but I'm getting there. And Spotify, where else? Deezer, Amazon Music, iTunes, and that's it. Come check out, see what I'm doing. I have a bunch of new interviews on my YouTube channel. This is the newest one. Nice. I did a few others. I want to put some other older songs and stuff on my YouTube channel. I just did like a highlight right now, a little bit of each band that I've done in the past. Prima Donnas stuff, Juliet's Voice, a couple songs or a couple videos that I thought were cool. And then the new stuff is up there, a few new interviews, and there'll be new music and old music. I want to put like some old stuff we recorded up that I feel is good and should be heard.
Do you think you would go back and take any of that old music that you feel should be heard and re-record it yourself, or?
I have thought of that. I also have something. I did another original project briefly that never really took off. We didn't really have a name even, and we recorded 3 songs. Actually, I played one of those songs on your show.
Okay.
Last time I did your show, and or you played the song. So yeah, one of those songs I think could be really cool, a really fun, anthemic, fun type of song that people would love. Right. The party people.
The party people.
So I have a whole lot of ideas. I mean, I'm always trying to do that newer. I mean, they say like this is my first solo song that I put out, and a lot of times you say like, well, you have your whole life to write your first album or whatever, but I'm writing new shit all the time. So what I'm writing now is what I'm focused on. So I don't necessarily like want to go back, but there are things that I can. There is a song or something that I did write 10 years ago, and I do want to record. So I can't entirely, rule that out but I'm mostly focused on writing the new shit, putting out the new shit,
Now, will there be like an EP at some point once so many songs are out, or?
I'm just really trying this single thing right now. I think people, it's kind of the new thing, I mean, I would put out an album and be like, yes, here it is. Cause that's what I love. I love reading that's what I grew up on, buying the CD or the cassette, the record, the physical copy. It was so exciting. And reading the liner notes and the lyrics and all that, holding it in your hands. But the Spotify thing and all that's new, and I'm trying to dive into that, put out the single, and then we'll try another single. But I definitely do want to get like some t-shirts going. Yeah, why not? Why not an EP? I just got to get working more, working faster, recording more and faster.
Well, how about that? Is it I guess it's probably kind of different for you now too, because it is you. It's not like it's not a Juliet's Voice, it's not a Prima Donna's, it's you.
Right, yeah. And I mean, I could ask other people to play. Obviously, Damien drums, and he's helping me with backing vocals, so it doesn't sound, it worked for the first song, the all the vocals, but I think for doing like a gang vocal type thing, you need a couple voices, another voice or two.
Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a bitch sometimes playing bass. I haven't played bass, for very long. Yeah, I can do it, but I'm pretty much a perfectionist too. Like even with guitar, I want it to sound like this. I might take a bunch of takes. It might take, I'll play it and it's just not quite right. So I got to do it again.
Right.
And that takes some time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But, I know the bass line that I want to hear, instead of someone else doing it.
Nice.
But,
Well, Dan,
I'm willing to work with other people in the future too. I'm open to all kinds of stuff.
well, I can't wait to hear the next song and the next song and the
Yes.
song after that. And
Yep.
I have a feeling I just for some weird reason I just like think that you're gonna end up playing live before you even think you are. I just have a feeling you're gonna be chomping to get back on stage.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it is great. Um, yeah, why not? I think there's a whole new group of people that or that I know personally, and then there are whole new people online that are finding out about me and my music
Mm-hmm.
thanks to you, you know, and Spotify and all that stuff, YouTube and word of mouth.
Yep.
So there are new people, and people are going to want to go out and see shows.
It's time.
It's time.
It is time.
Let's do
Cool.
it.
Dan, thanks for doing this, man. Honest to God, like first off, I'm super proud of you.
Thank you.
For the music, what you went through health wise, a freaking brave, strong man you are, dude. Seriously, that's no bullshit.
Thanks.
You went through hell, and I know you did, and I'm really proud of you, and I'm glad you're still here with us.
Thanks. I wanted
Loving
to
this.
sit down for that Hooters in Nashville. So
Hey, when you get here, we're going to Hooters.
yeah, I mean it is really simple things that you don't want to miss out on. I'm like, I don't want to miss out on WrestleMania. Just the simple. I want to be around, not of course for your loved ones, and we want to be around people you love, but even the simple shit like wings at Hooters or you know
Exactly.
you want to
Exactly.
be around. You don't want to miss anything.
That's right. And we don't want to miss the new music. So
That's right. Take My Breath Away. Available Spotify, Amazon Music, iTunes, YouTube. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook because I'd love to be your friend.
there you go. And make
Thank
sure
you, guys.
everybody go on the YouTube and see things I'm learning now. Go on YouTube, subscribe, hit the little bell to get all the notifications, and on all the videos, watch them, give the thumbs up, and even more, leave a comment.
Yes, please.
There you go. Dan, thanks again, man. Congrats. And yeah, get down here to Nashville.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Love this show. You've always been good to me.
Back at you, brother.
Thanks.